PATC's top 5 sleeper teams to get into a New York Six Bowl for the 2023 football season. Welcome to episode 255 of College Football's Peek Around the Corner with your host, Greg Pflugar. We cover everything in college football because we love everything in college football. And if you do as well, please subscribe to our channel. Smash that like button if you like our content. Share the video with your family and friends. Yes, we cover everything in college football, and that includes on July 2nd. July 2nd, we have our top 5 sleepers to get into a New York Six Bowl. Or, in the future, you can consider this top 5 sleepers to get into the college football expanded playoffs. But for this year, we're still going to be doing the New York Six top 5 sleepers. Let's get right into it. PATC Chalk Talk. Again, there's going to be a lot of disagreement in the PATC community. I can handle it. Give it to me. Give it to me. Put down your comments, your thoughts in the comment section below the video. Let me know how I got it wrong. What team should have been in the top 5? What team do I have in the top 5 that should not be there at all? Now remember, there's a G5 school that has to be in the New York Six, that has to represent the G5, and that's how it's going to be in the college football expanded playoffs as well. There's going to be at least one G5 schools that makes it to the college football playoffs every single year. Could be more than one. Well, in the New York Six Bowl, there has to be one G5 school. Last year was Tulane, and by the way, they defeated USC. The great quarterback Michael Pratt is coming back. So Tulane, Green Wave are a big shock to get back to New York Six Bowl. So, of course, they're not going to be on this list, but there has to be a G5 on this list, a school, a sleeper school. In fact, we have 2 of them. Let's get right to it here. Number 5, Liberty. There's one of them, Liberty Flames. Why do we have Liberty here in the top 5 sleeper picks? It's their first year in the Conference USA, coming from the independent to the Conference USA. Hugh Freeze is leaving. The head coach, the coach that brought him Liberty to prominence in the last couple of years, Hugh Freeze is the new coach of the Auburn Tigers, but Jamie Chadwell is the new head coach of Liberty. Jamie Chadwell, you know him. He's been brilliant for Coastal Carolina. Now he moves to Liberty, and I think everybody's thinking the same thing. If Jamie Chadwell has a successful 1-2 years at Liberty, there's a Power 5 job just waiting for him. So the head coach position, Liberty, they nailed it. They've got Jonathan Bennett, an experienced quarterback, coming back, a returner, receivers, Daniels, Reese Smith, running back, Von Blue, and they have a great defensive tackle who's going to be drafted in the next year's NFL draft. In the spring of 2024, Kenny Charles, big time, 5th year defensive tackle. He's a monster. Liberty has the schedule. Now, we could be 1 year too early on Liberty. Maybe we should be waiting until 2024 to put Liberty in a top 5 sleepers, but then it will be top 5 sleepers to get to the college football playoffs. But I got to say, Liberty has such an advantage over the rest of the football programs on the Conference USA. And that's not a dig at the other schools in the Conference USA. Definitely not. But Liberty has such an economic advantage. The investment that they're putting in their facilities and their NIL program outdistance the other Conference USA teams, and it's only going to get bigger and bigger as the years go on. So Liberty, I think they're going to be a monster football program in the Conference USA for years to come. Are we 1 year too early? Probably. But Liberty, I think they have to be on this list. The next team on this list is the other G5 school, UTSA. Frank Harris, the best quarterback the Roadrunners have ever had. Jeff Traylor, he's still the head coach. Just like Jamie Chadwell. There's going to be a time, I think, that Jeff Traylor will make the jump. But I believe he loves being the UTSA head coach. The one thing that they lost from last year was Zachary Franklin. He was rated at ESPN one of the top 10 returning wide receivers coming back in college football, of all college football. They lost him in the transfer portal, a late transfer. They do have 9 other returning players on the offensive side of the ball. Frank Harris, over 4,000 yards last year, 32 touchdown passes. And get this, UTSA, the last game of the year, November 25th, they play Tulane. UTSA, 2-time Conference USA champions, 2-time defending, reigning, undisputed Conference USA champs. But it won't be number 3 because they moved up. They moved up in realignment. Now they're a new member of the AAC, UTSA, the Roadrunners. So now they're in with Tulane in the last game of the season. Harris versus Pratt. Holy smokes. Now that's going to be a game. And that could decide what G5 school gets to New York Six Bowl. So you got to have UTSA on this list. At least I believe so. Let me know how wrong I got it here. Peek around the corner. Number 3. Lot of anger when I post the number 3 team on our top 5 sleeper team list. People are going to be shaking their heads. I'm going to have to explain it. I don't know how I'm going to explain it, but I'm going to have to explain it. Mary Cristobal, second year at Miami, Florida. It's got to be better than last year. Now, calm down. Relax. Let me explain. Let me throw out some excuses for Miami, Florida last year. Mary Cristobal's first year had to change the culture, right? Josh Gaddis, the offensive coordinator, that did not work. He's out after 1 year. Bad hire by Mary Cristobal, but he did. They don't have him anymore. A lot of pressure on the new offensive coordinator and their defensive coordinator, Guidry, who's replacing Kevin Steele. So they got new 2 defensive coordinators, but Taylor Van Dyke, he does have talent. I know he slipped bad. I know he went backwards 3 steps last year. And he said some things that didn't really garner a lot of love from the Miami, Florida Hurricane fans when he talked about their not so much home field advantage. But Tyler Van Dyke, he has the talent. Zion Nelson's a great left tackle, but he's been injured. If they get him healthy, and I think he is, that offensive line is going to be so much better. Henry Parrish and Donald Chaney are really good dual quarter running backs, but Chaney has to stay healthy. I think he can be a monster running back at this level, but we just doesn't stay on the field. Shannon Dawson, again, new offensive coordinator, a lot of pressure on him. Tyler Van Dyke, their schedule is a little rough, but we've got Miami, Florida. Now, think of this. We have peek around the corner. You know how much we love the Florida State Seminoles. We got them winning the ACC. We got them going to the college football playoffs. But we believe Clemson's going to slip again. And somebody, I think, has a chance to fill that number 2 spot at the ACC. And it could be the Miami, Florida Hurricanes. I think it's worth the risk. I think it's worth the gamble. We're rolling the dice on Miami, Florida. We have them as a sleeper, the number 3 sleeper for the 2023 season to get to a New York Six Bowl, a team that no one is expecting to get there. We think Miami, Florida has an outside, live, long shot chance to get to a New York Six Bowl. Number 2, Baylor. Dave Aranda, your team slipped mighty last year. Blake Shapen, I love the quarterback. I love the potential. I was in love with him going into last year, but again, I was Greg the Cooler last year. So my love that I expressed to him and the other quarterback that we're going to be talking about, team number 1 here in the top 5, I think I ruined their seasons because I bragged up Shapen and the other quarterback I'm about to mention. But Baylor's defense, what happened? That was not a physical defense that we all learned from under Dave Aranda. So something's got to change for Baylor in that sense. I do think the Baylor Bears have a great shot. Great shot with their running back, Dominic Richardson, the transfer from Oklahoma State. Richard Reese is coming back as a freshman, over 970 yards, 14 touchdowns. They have those experienced wide receivers. They have some returnees. Baldwin, Cameron, Presley. They have 8 home games. 8 home games. 2 of those home games are against Texas and Texas Tech. Now Baylor does end the season. 2 of the last 3 weeks, they have road games at Kansas State and TCU. That's where it's all going to be decided. I think Baylor might be in a position towards the end of the season to accumulate this long shot season to be a New York Six Bowl. I'm on the Baylor once again. I'm on their bandwagon. Number 2 sleeper of the top 5 of the 2023 season. I know a lot of you are going to be disagreeing with me, but more people are going to be disagreeing with me on who we have as the number 1 top 5 sleeper for the 2023 season. That's the Kentucky Wildcats. I can hear you screaming from all the way here in Minnesota. Why Kentucky? Devin Leary. I fell in love with him a couple years ago. North Carolina State had a brilliant season. Last year I had North Carolina State as my ACC champion. Now, of course, they didn't do it, right? Devin Leary got nicked up. That offense didn't work for him. They moved him out. He transferred, and now he's the head. He's going to be quarterback number 1 of the Kentucky Wildcats. I love their defensive coordinators. Liam Cohen, the offensive coordinator, is coming back after being gone 1 year. Brad White, the successful defensive coordinator with Mark Stoops, he's still there. That defense is going to be better next year. That offensive line, there's a lot of optimism there in Kentucky that they're rebuilding that disappointing offensive line from last year. The wide receiver, the transfer, Tavion Robinson, he is absolutely legit. The transfer running back from Vanderbilt, Davis, he is legit. Mark Stoops, you know, he is absolutely legit. 2 years ago, they won 10 games. Last year, they slipped back all the way to 7-6. But Devin Leary, great coaching staff, and a favorable schedule. Home games, Florida, Tennessee, and Alabama. And we think Alabama's slipping again this year, just like Clemson. So Florida, Tennessee, Alabama at home. The one road game is Georgia, which they were going to lose that game anyways. I don't think Georgia's going to lose a game again this year in the regular season. So their home games, their schedules are just perfect. They'll go 4-0 in their non-conference games. Look at the schedule. Kentucky. We think they are the Tennessee of 2022, where we at Peek Around the Corner predicted Tennessee would be a top 10 team at the end of the season, and they weren't even ranked a top 25 top team at the start of the season last year. We think Tennessee's taken a couple steps back this year, and we think Kentucky just might be replacing them as the sleeper in the SEC, as the sleeper in the country. Kentucky, New York Six Bowl. Am I crazy? Am I nuts? Yes, of course I am. But put down your comments and thoughts. Let me know how wrong I got it. And for once, tell me that maybe I got something right. Greg the Cooler from 2022 is going to be turning into Greg the Heater in 2023. Let's hope. Let's pray. There it is. Those are my top 5 sleepers for the 2023 season. Teams that no one expects to get to a New York Six Bowl at the start of the season, but at the end of the season, one of these teams, at least one of them, is going to surprise the country and be a New York Six Bowl team. Again, let me know what team you think should have been included in the PAT's top 5 sleepers. Until next time. From all of us at PATC to all of you, please you all take great care of each other. Thank you so very much.